After 5 students mysteriously disappeared in the mountains, authorities mobilized 320,000 police officers and dozens of helicopters for a comprehensive 5-month search. The reward reached as high as 42 million Korean won, but the students were never found. The 5-month time frame suggested the children had likely been harmed. Desperate to find her child, one mother sought help from a local shaman. The shaman shook copper coins and declared the children were in the southeast direction. The next day, the shaman led a team aimlessly in that direction. Halfway through the journey, the shaman suddenly screamed, pointing at a garbage truck and claiming the children were inside. The parents turned the truck upside down but found no trace of the children. Police theorized that if the children had been kidnapped, the kidnappers might call. They equipped the parents with recording devices on their phones. As media attention faded and the missing children were gradually forgotten by the public, only their parents continued the search. 2 months later, one of the children actually called home. When the parents heard their son's voice, hope was rekindled. But before they could celebrate, more troubling news arrived. A villager reported seeing the 5 children near a lake. To avoid missing any clues, police began draining the water while 10 divers searched underwater. Media outlets rushed to the scene for first-hand coverage. As time passed, even after completely draining the lake, no evidence was found. 5 years later, a struggling journalist named Jack took on the case, hoping it would launch his career. Reviewing all the original materials, he was intrigued by a professor's statement that the perpetrator was likely someone very familiar to the children. This gave Jack insight into finding the truth. He quickly located the professor and learned that the children typically played outside in the mornings and returned home in the evenings. However, on the day of the disappearance, the mother of a boy named Little Jong called the police at noon, claiming she had a premonition that something had happened to her child. Furthermore, though she usually left her door unlocked, that day she had locked it, as if knowing her child wouldn't return. Even more strange, a month after the disappearance, she received a mysterious phone call. While everyone else in the family claimed it was Little Jong calling, she remained eerily calm, not showing the distress expected of a mother with a missing child. In the recorded call, she remained silent for 17 seconds before hanging up, never pressing the tracking button that would have located her child. These bizarre behaviors convinced the professor that Little Jong's mother was hiding something terrible. The 2 men visited Little Jong's home, where an unsettling atmosphere greeted them before they even entered. Little Jong's mother was washing dishes with a blank expression, as if her soul had left her body. Half a bag of cement sat in the corner. Suddenly, Little Jong's grandmother appeared, pointing at Little Jong's father and repeatedly making a strange hand gesture. The 2 visitors sensed something was very wrong and questioned the father about why he hadn't pressed the tracking button. He stammered that the phone had malfunctioned and it wasn't intentional. Though his answers seemed evasive, Jack and the professor couldn't find substantial evidence. As they were leaving, the professor needed to use the bathroom. The moment he entered, Little Jong's father hurriedly went to the adjacent room. After using the bathroom, the professor felt something was off. When he looked back toward the bathroom, he locked eyes with Little Jong's father, who had been spying on him. This led the professor to boldly theorize that the children's bodies were buried inside Little Jong's home. This is an exceptional Korean suspense film called The Children. 5 stars. Highly recommended.